All right, let's look at handling file upload from the form point of view. So basically, it's enough skills after this presentation so that you can actually handle some kind of file upload system, but we don't really look at the server side of things. So this is all related to one particular attribute, file type, input type is file. So there's actually two sides when you want to build a system which will upload a file and then send it to a server program, and then the server program has a copy of the file. Of course, you have to handle the form side of things, usually, and also the server-side program side of things. Now, this presentation is pretty quick. We're just focused on the form side of things rather than the server side. So, let's have a look at a basic structure. We know that we have form. We know that we have some kind of action, some kind of method, something we haven't seen before, encode type. That tells the browser when we send the file to attach, let's use the word attach, to attach the file or files that you want to upload to the message which goes to the server. All right, so that's essential if you're doing file upload. All right, if you're not doing file upload, you can kind of forget about it. The other thing is this, method is post. Well, we had a brief discussion of that before. If you're doing big things like files, absolutely essential, you use the post method. Use the get method, it totally won't work. Use the post method and it should work, okay? So that's some extra things you have to think about. You also have to do this kind of thing here. This gives you a file selector. So the user sees the form, sees the file selector, click on it, select the file in the hard disk, and then press submit button. Off goes the file to the server program. Here's a real-world example where I've filled in the parameters. So yes, post method, and there's an exact URL. And the other stuff is pretty much the same. Some kind of submit button, some kind of file selector button. Okay, so that's a real-world example. I won't do it right now. The reason is I haven't actually handled the server program in this example, simple example. To discuss that in detail is another presentation. So we're not going to discuss the server program in detail now. On the form side of things, the HTML, this is what it looks like. This was my file selector. This is the submit button, of course, and that's all we need, right? Do those, have the parameters correct in the form at the top, and then you press upload and the file will go over to the server. What does the server do? Well, the server, program on the server, as we briefly mentioned before, it could do a million things. For files, it may have some extra things to do. The server program has access to the file sent by the browser, but it may have to, for example, move the file to another directory. It may have to change the permissions of the file. It may have to do quite a lot of different things, save the file in a database. It totally depends on the system that you're building, okay? But in this presentation, we're just focused on the HTML part of handling file upload.